Hi, Winnie. I love you. Hi, Ralph. We've known each other for so long, and I want to tell you I'm not going to miss you because I know that you are going to be with us in my house, in my room, every day. I love you, and I want to tell you what a sweet, absolutely sweet son you had for taking care of you. God love you both.
I just want to say how much I feel honored by your father and mother having served in the service. They were true patriots, and they were both fighters, and they were great assets to our country. Ralph flying in his airplane, and I can just see Winnie in her airplane telling people where to sit and what to do. She had that feeling of command in her voice. I'm sure everybody just paid attention to her, and she served well, and so did Ralph. And I hope that they're enjoying their eternal peace forever. Thank you.
What I would like to say is that Ralph, and I agree with Mary McCarthy, I guess it is, that he really was the glue for this particular group in the chapel. He was always there. He took all kinds of different jobs, and he always did it willingly with a smile.
Ralph was a truly extraordinary person. We enjoyed every moment with him. His dedication to this church was great. We loved the big breakfast he had. But especially I remember the time that he gave us 2 tickets to the orchid show in Mission Valley. And we enjoyed it thoroughly. And that was he was a great expert and was always helping us with our orchids.
However, he was working with a real incompetent, and I never quite gained any of the skills that he saw to impart. But great guy, and he represented U.S. Army Air Force as well, and held his own with all this motley group of Navy and Marines.
So we'll miss him.
Just like to say it was a real pleasure knowing and being a friend of Ralph's for many years, and he certainly was an inspiration to all of us on how to lead our lives in the last few years. So we know where Ralph is right now, and we'll miss him, but we'll toast him with champagne today. Thank you.
Hi, Ralph. We miss you. You've been so wonderful. You always gathered us, and you were so organized. We always knew we were going to have some fun when you got up there and told us what we were going to do, what fun we're going to have with you, and you've taken us to some of the parties. We love you. And I know you're up there with Winnie now. Give Winnie a big hug for us. I love you.
Well, I'd just like to say that Ralph and Winnie welcomed us to this church several years ago, and they made us feel very welcome, and I still remember them and thank them for doing that. I agree with what Mary said, that Ralph was pretty much the glue that kept this parish running smoothly. He was a big force in the chapel, and everybody loved him. And I'm not sure whether to feel sad or happy for Ralph right now. I think he's probably much happier where he is right now. So I certainly thank Ralph and Winnie for all they've done for my family and for the chapel.
We're saluting you, Ralph. We're better people for knowing you. You always had a good word for us, and you always talked to us whenever we had our little get-togethers after the chapel. And we're better people for knowing you and your wife, Winnie. Salute to you.
Have a good time reunion with Winnie on your way up there, and save a place for us. And we'll see you soon. I love you.
Not too soon.
Not too soon.
Only knew Ralph for a little while. Enjoyed knowing him the whole time that I did. He was one of those guys you could always count on to do it right. I appreciate that.
Ralph was one of the sweetest men that I know. He was such a nice, nice man. And he had a nice wife, Winnie, too. I'm going to miss both of them. And we're going to have some very fond memories of both of them here at the chapel, especially the champagne and the potlucks. He always loved to do that, always thinking about other people. So he's going to truly be missed. Both of them are going to be missed.
I never knew Ralph until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but it was always nice to see him at church. And I always had a smile on his face, and it was always nice to talk to him. He was always alert, and I have to especially be very proud of his son for taking him to church and letting him be part of our family and to make him feel important. And I'm sure he's resting in peace.
I knew Ralph and Winnie back from NTC, so it was a long, long friendship that I value very much, and I've missed Winnie and I will miss Ralph, but I'm sure they're together in heaven, and we couldn't wish anything more for them. But they will be missed by many, many people.
Well, for one thing, he was always happy, and even if he was sad, he always had a happy face on. And he was friendly, and I didn't know him for very long, but he was always nice. That's all, really.
Ralph, I didn't know you long, but you seem like a very special person. I know you're going to be very happy now that you'll be with your wife up in heaven. And it was a real pleasure getting to know you and talk to you and hear all your stories about World War II. And you were a very interesting man. I wish you all the best.
I just thought Ralph was such a special person. I always look forward to seeing your dad on Sunday mornings, and he always had a special little twinkle in his eye that delighted me and inspired me, and I think he inspired everyone he met. And Ralph Jr., you look just like him, so we can never ever forget him. And I just thank your family for being so wonderful to everybody.
Well, I just want to say how much we always enjoyed Ralph. He was always a joy around us. He was happy no matter what his circumstances were. And I remember especially the parties we had, the time he invited us to go to the Chinese restaurant for his birthday, and the whole group went and had just a fabulous time. He was just a very special person, and we'll miss him.
Ralph was the glue that kept the chapel running smoothly, and he was such a joy to see because he always had a wonderful smile. He knew everybody in the chapel, and everybody appreciated his being there. We will miss him very, very much. God rest his soul.
I'll always remember Ralph as one of the sweetest, dearest men I've ever met. I'll miss you, Ralph.
Ralph was such an angel with the young people in the congregation. He was so patient in teaching them how to help the Father in the communion service, and they just loved him for it, and we did too. And we're surely going to miss him, as we have missed Winnie also.
Ralph, my condolences to you and about your dad. I think he was one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. He was just so straightforward. He always had a smile on his face, and he always told my wife how good looking she was. That made me feel good. But he was a super guy, and we're all going to miss him here at the church. God bless you.